here on Superstation WTBS.
Welcome indeed. I'm Gordon Stoley, and welcome to another hour of championship wrestling from Georgia. And we have a very spirited crowd here at the Television Sports Arena. And, brother, we do have some exciting things upcoming because Bob Roop will be forced to defend his national television championship today here on the program, as you heard last week from Ole Anderson. Let me bring Ole in because that is a crucial match indeed for Mr. Roop.
Well, it sure is. You know, he didn't like it. He was upset about the results. But that's the way it's going to be, Mr. Roop. You're just going to have to get in that ring, and you're going to have to do the best you possibly can against one of the best doggone people in wrestling today, Jerry the King Lawler.
Amen. That's upcoming. And right now I want to bring in Brad Armstrong because I know he's got some thoughts on his mind.
Well, you know, Gordon, there's a lot of things happening, and there's a lot of excitement in the air, and I'm excited about it, and everybody is, because there's a lot of faces we haven't seen in a while and a lot of new faces around, and there's no...
Hey, well, don't be too excited, Big Brad. Let me tell you something, baby. When we get through with you, you're on my hit list, too, baby. You're going to need some Blue Cross Blue Shield. Tommy Rich, before it's over with, Gordon's going to be wearing this neck brace like I had to wear. I've got all the money in the world, baby. I can buy anything or anybody. I've got the biggest, baddest wrestlers in professional wrestling today. Jerry Lawler, Jimmy Valiant, you bring them all on. Look at this, baby. Wahoo McDaniel's going to be my next champion. You understand that? Garvin fell right into our trap. It's going to be the greatest day of my life, baby. We're going to get rid of everybody. I'm the new kid on the block, baby. And don't forget, I like you, man. I'm going to keep you with us. I'm going to keep you with us. You, Rich, it's going to be over for you, Tommy Rich, baby.
All right, let's go to the ring and watch Tommy Wildfire Rich in action. He's going to be moving out against Greg Brown. There you see him. Tommy Rich. And Greg Brown. They lock up and break Brown very quickly with a takedown. Good wing over takedown by Greg Brown. Rich in the purple trunks, Brown in the red trunks, and Brown brings him to a body slam. Tommy Rich looking at Greg Brown with some newfound respect here. Hip toss by Brown. And so it has been Brown carrying the battle to Rich thus far. Rich moved in, struck like a cobra that time. Rich comes up, brings him a full body slam once again. High hip toss, almost a hype, he only used one arm. And so Brown now beginning to look at this man with newfound respect. Tommy Rich's reputation, of course, precedes him no matter where he goes. Extremely popular young man. And Rich, of course, and his tag team partner looking to go for that $100,000 single night annual elimination tag team tournament. Brought to you and sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance, the oldest and largest sanctioning body of professional wrestling the world over. 43 states, 17 foreign countries. Brown up and over it, man, and Tommy Rich catches him a good high hip toss into a spin under takedown once again. Almost an underarm suplex. To an inside armbar now. Tommy Wildfire Rich, originally from Tennessee, now makes his home in Georgia. Want to say a special hi to all of our good friends up in Saginaw, Michigan. Canton, Ohio. Lorain, Ohio. Nice to hear from you folks during the week. All right, Nick Patrick now asking Greg Brown, and you can see Brown saying very determinedly, no, he was not going to concede. All right, Brown trying to come back to his feet. Now, he'll be trying to figure a counter, an escape first and then a counter. Back leg trip by Tommy Wildfire Rich puts Brown back to the canvas. And it's Rich now beginning to punish Brown. Notice the way he utilizes the legs as well. Greg Brown trying to come away from it again, as Rich has been utilizing his legs very well during this match. And that, of course, becomes a key part of any wrestler because the legs are the strongest muscles of the body. Now, the circulation in that left be pretty well cut off. Brown may have some problems with that left arm. And it's Tommy Rich putting more pressure on the left arm than into sort of a Russian leg sweep takedown. Notice the way Rich buries his head in the pit of the stomach of Greg Brown. That'll help drive out some of that oxygen and deprive Mr. Brown of some more energy. Brown bowls him back to the far ring rope. Referee Nick Patrick calls for the break. Brown feinted him out beautifully that time, caught him again. Greg Brown, realizing that he was being out-wrestled, is now taking some shortcuts, and he is punishing Tommy Wildfire Rich. Off the ropes, and Brown catches him, and Rich is staggered and dropped to his knees and then to the canvas. Brown closes in on him, and Rich has got some problems as Brown goes to the lateral press. And it is now Tommy Wildfire Rich scoring effectively, catches Brown across the top of the head after scoring several punches to the body. And it's Rich catching him with the back of the elbow once again. Greg Brown driven back to the canvas. Brown powers out before the count of 3, however. So Greg Brown caught in a Rich inlock. Tommy Wildfire Rich drives home a fist right to the prefrontal lobe of Greg Brown. All right, Brown, Irish whip off the ropes. Vertical body block by Tommy Wildfire Rich. Got his 3 count. So the undisputed victor in this match, Tommy Wildfire Rich. Let me take a moment right now to talk to a gentleman that we talked to last week, Thunderbolt Patterson, and unfortunately, during that interview, we were rather rudely interrupted by one Jimmy Hart, but I know you've had a week to kind of think about some of the things that you might want to reckon with.
Well, you know, I've ran into a lot of people that gave me a lot of trouble, but I'm back here wrestling with this Georgia Championship Wrestling here because of one person. That's Ole Anderson. And Ole and I have been talking, and a lot of people want a lot of things to happen to me, and a lot of people have tried to do a lot of things to me. But like I said, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me, and as long as I know somebody is with me, you know, that's all I've ever asked for, was an equal opportunity and a chance. You know, and I've never got that before, and I reached out for hands and what have you. Folks have gave me hands and stuff, whatever, but they never done nothing. But here we are. This is a new day. And there's a whole lot of people is trying to stop every kind of change that has ever come down. But
yeah,
this is Georgia.
It is.
You know, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt. Well, yes, I do. I am going to interrupt. I listened to Mr. Hart before. I listened to what he had to say. He's talking about he doesn't like the idea of being changing. And I said before to Bolt, I said, you're going to get a chance to do something that you should have gotten some time before. And the opportunity wasn't afforded to you. And I said at that time, for what little I might have to be able to, whatever I might be able to produce or do or help with, I'm going to do the best I possibly can. And I said, Thunderbolt, you're going to get that chance. Somebody's going to stand in your corner. Somebody's going to help you. And I listened to Hart standing out here talking about he's going to send his guys, his assassins from New York or whatever, and they're going to take care of you wherever you go in the building. Well, I'm going to tell you this. I'm wearing the suit now and my little tie, looking all spiffied up, I guess as spiffy as I can get. But I want to tell you and I want to tell everybody else that when you jump this man, Thunderbolt Patterson, Mr. Hart, and you and your assassin and everything else, he's not going to be standing alone. Because I said he's going to get a chance to wrestle, and he is. And I said he's going to get somebody in his corner, and he's looking for a hand. Well, he's going to get that hand. And the hand is going to be this one right here. We've come too damn far. We've gone too long to let some little slimy bum like Mr. Hart get after us.
Okay, all right, Ole, look here. Now, I want you to give me the hand. And, you know, there it is. There it is.
You got
and
it.
Anybody, whoever you get, together, Ole and I will whoop and just line them up. We've been through a lot of things together. But this here is something, people, I want you to pay close attention. Because all I ever asked for was a chance. And this new Georgia, I ain't talking about that old stuff.
That day is gone.
This is the new day. This is going to be the change.
And that's the reason they don't
it's going to be the change. And I'm telling you, just like I'm telling you, Hart, when you see Thunderbolt, you're going to think you're looking at two Siamese twins, because Anderson's going to be right there. When you walk in a building thinking you're going to be jumping this man, you're going to have to jump this man. You get your assassins, you get your boys out of New York, come down. We're going to show you what we can do. This is a new era, a new time, and a new opportunity.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
Baby. We're coming. All right.
All right.
Give the gift of life. Give blood. No other gift will ever mean as much.
It's the biggest weekend so far of the college football season. Washington is at Southern Cal for a trip to the Rose Bowl. It's Florida against Georgia for a possible berth in the Sugar Bowl. And South Carolina puts its unbeaten streak on the line against Florida State. We'll have more on these games along with our 5 favorite picks on College Football Preview, 11:30 Eastern Time, 8:30 Pacific Time, Saturday morning.
The miracles are not forgotten.
77 was the year of the Gator.
Mr. Green, look out, going to the end zone again with Chandler. Touchdown, what a catch.
How about them dogs at 80?
20, 15, 10, 5, 20 stop.
And this year,
No way we're gonna miss it.
and neither will you. The miracles are waiting, and the rivalry continues when Georgia battles Florida. Today, live at noon Eastern on Superstation WTBS.
All right, here we go now. The New York Assassins moving out against Johnny Horton and Rocky King, and that's Horton that they're attacking now. And Horton barely had a chance to get moving, and they were all over him. No question about that.
You know, Gordon, I love you, man. I'm going to keep you with us when I take this whole organization over. Don't these guys look great, baby? The New York Assassins. What do you think about them?
Well, they're an awesome team. There's no question about that. We'll find out after this match is over.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, there's no doubt about this. It's the greatest team I've ever had in my life. The whole first family. I've got my nightmares. Hot Stuff, Eddie Gilbert, King Kong Bundy. I'm bringing them all down, baby. We're going to rule the whole professional wrestling. A lot of people have said that before, baby, but Jimmy Hart, when he speaks, everybody listens. I can't wait, Gordon.
And a hyper Jimmy Hart. No question about that. Rocky King moving against the Assassins. Brother King caught and dropped that time. Those elbows are exceptionally effective. King caught on the back now, so these Assassins are double teaming and have King in trouble again. And they're wasting no time in meting out every bit of possible punishment that they can.
This right here, baby, this looks like Thunderbolt Patterson and Ole Anderson, doesn't it? Look at them up there, baby. That's exactly what's going to happen to them. I can't wait. My dream match. I can't wait for it.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Hart is as vociferous and stays constantly excited, that's for sure. They got the 3 count. They got the 3 count on Rocky King. And so the New York Assassins emerge victorious along with their manager, Mr. Jimmy Hart. And we've got another matchup coming here momentarily. I would like to remind all of you, of course, that big tournament is upcoming, and interesting comments from Ole Anderson and, of course, Thunderbolt Patterson. The fact that you're going to see them as a tag team combination, obviously, in my opinion, because Ole Anderson said no matter where you go, you're going to find him with him. So, Chief Wahoo McDaniel, the U.S. heavyweight champion, getting set to move into the ring now. Moving out against Jason Walker, 1 fall with a 10-minute time limit. Wahoo McDaniel removing that U.S. heavyweight championship. It was just last week, of course, that Wahoo McDaniel came out here and really betrayed what I considered a friendship.
Look at him, Gordon. Look at this, baby. Just pretend that's Ronnie Garvin up there. Look at him. He's going up for the slam. Look at this. There's a big knee. 1, 2, 3. Look at this. Look at him. He pulled him back up. Pulled him back up, Gordon. Pulled him back up.
Yeah, he did indeed. And as I say, Mr. Hart keeps himself going about 75 miles an hour. Somebody's going to have to explain to him about the speed limit of 55. And it is Jason Walker catching it again. And again, Wahoo McDaniel just punishing Mr. Walker. By the way, for television reservations, and we will be televising again on the 14th here at the studios, and the number to call to make those reservations in advance, admission is free, is area code 404-961-1649. Area code 404-961-1649. Well, there's the pinfall. There's the pinfall, and so Wahoo McDaniels, the U.S. heavyweight champion, certainly wipes out young Jason Walker, and, well, let's have another word or two from this man.
Guess who's
Jimmy
coming to dinner, baby? Back again. You know what? I listened back in the back. I was watching. I heard poor old Thunderbolt Patterson, Ole Anderson out there. The only thing holding him up, baby, is their varicose veins. And I heard him out here using the little crying towel, crying, all the tears running down their eyes. Let me tell you something, Ole. I want you to dig back in that old antique closet of yours and dust off those wrestling boots and those wrestling tights. Because you know what's going to happen when these two men right here hit him? He's going to have a heart attack and grab his heart and fall over in the middle of the ring. That's exactly what's going to happen, Gordon. Let me tell you, I will not be responsible on what these men do to you. You understand that? These are the greatest team in the history of professional wrestling today. Jimmy Hart and the First Family. We're ready. I just might bring some tar and feathering, baby, and do a little tar and feathering on Ole Anderson and Thunderbolt Patterson. We can't wait, baby. The new kids are on the block. Come on, guys. Let's go, baby.
I'll tell you one thing. If they can wrestle as good as he can talk, Ole and Thunderbolt might be in trouble, but I have a hunch that Mr. Anderson, Mr. Thunderbolt have a way of shutting them up. Here's a special word.
It's NWA Wrestling tonight in Chattanooga at Municipal Auditorium. Match time is 8:30. Tomorrow, Sunday in Louisville, Kentucky. Monday in Memphis, Tennessee. Wednesday in Albany, Georgia at the Civic Center. Match time is 8 p.m. Thursday, Thanksgiving in Columbus, Georgia at Municipal Auditorium, 8:15. Saturday the 24th in Columbus, Ohio at the Fairgrounds. Match time is 8:30. Tuesday the 4th of December in Baltimore at the Civic Center, and Friday, December 7th in Cleveland at the Convention Center.
There are indeed some great matches upcoming, and don't forget, of course, the Omni on the 18th, pardon me, here in Atlanta, the big $100,000 tournament. Ole Anderson and Thunderbolt Patterson will be indeed tag team partners facing the New York Assassins.
Introducing a spectacular breakthrough in home communication. It's the amazing new Electrophone, an electronic center complete with radio alarm clock and speaker telephone, all in one handsome compact console that works everywhere. In the bedroom, Electrophone works as a high-quality AM/FM clock radio. You can wake to news or musical blues with the press of a button. Want to sleep for an extra 5 minutes? Just press the sleep button and it's back to dreamland. And Electrophone has the special lullaby feature. At bedtime, you can program your radio to play for up to 2 hours, then shut off automatically so your electric bill gets a rest too. The sleek modular phone unit has all the newest options. Press the mute button and your party is on hold. Press the redial button and you automatically redial the last number you called. Great for those annoying busy signals. Tired of your phone calls? Press the off button and you'll rest undisturbed all night long. And look, your radio shuts off automatically whenever you pick up the phone. No more fumbling for dials and shouting over the music. Best of all, the Electrophone console has a built-in speakerphone that lets you have hands-free phone conversations. With the press of a button, you can carry on a conversation from anywhere in the room. And the speakerphone lets you enjoy three-way family conference calls, just like important executives. At the office, you'll save hours with hands-free conversations. No more stiff necks and tangled wires. Electrophone has over 15 fabulous features in one beautiful compact console.
Here's the best news of all, announcing a drastic price reduction. Electrophone was being offered for only $79.95. Now, for a limited time only, we've slashed the price to an incredible $49.95. That's $30 off our usual discount price, still with a money-back guarantee. This special discount price of only $49.95 is being offered for a limited time only and only while supplies last. To take advantage of a $30 price cut, call toll-free 1-800-257-1234. In New Jersey, call 1-800-232-6966. Use your credit card or send check or money order for $49.95 plus $5 shipping and handling. Allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery.
Ronnie Garvin getting set to move out. One fall, 10-minute time limit against Adrian Bevins. Bevins, a big, powerful individual. And, brother, he very quickly bulls Garvin right back into the ring ropes. Garvin breaks free from it, but Bevins once again bulls him back into the turnbuckle. And Bevins catches him with a chop, another chop into the head. Garvin lashes out, and it's Garvin trying to get it together now. And a very quick waist-cinch takedown. And so Garvin keeping the ride going. Notice the way he's got that arm tied up. He's utilizing his legs. Bevins trying to escape from it now, and Garvin just keeps the pressure on him. Bevins utilizing those ring ropes. That'll force the break. Garvin steps back. Good clean break. The referee, Nick Patrick, watching him carefully. Bevins brings up that shoulder pad or that elbow pad once again. Bevins catches him in a side headlock. And Garvin in behind his man. Beautiful waist lift takedown. Partial suplex. Garvin now at a head scissors momentarily. Keeps the arm locked. And he's just letting that full weight ride on Mr. Bevins. And Mr. Bevins and his struggles to get away is going to wear himself out. And Garvin trying to put those shoulders back to the mat. Referee Nick Patrick checking him. Bevins is able to get the shoulder up, and now Garvin, tiring of this, lets his man up and then moves into a front chancery. Excellent move by Garvin, but Bevins made it into the ropes. The referee calls for the break. Bevins coming up with a look of frustration on his face. Single leg pickup by Garvin. And Garvin trying to get into a single leg Boston Crab. Bevins fighting to hold away from that, and it is Garvin applying even more pressure. Now gets him into a, well, he doesn't have the Boston Crab technically at that point. Comes into a variation now of that Indian Deathlock. Putting plenty of pressure back on it, so he's going to take away a point of Bevins' attack and a point of his strength and power. Referee Nick Patrick asking Bevins if he wants to concede. He did not want to, obviously. And again, it's Garvin trying to get into a single-leg Boston Crab. May have it now. May have it. He's really rearing back on it now. All right, he concedes. He concedes to the single-leg Boston Crab. And so the national heavyweight champion, Ronnie Garvin, in a quick victory over Andre Bevins. Well, hopefully we'll be talking to possibly Jerry the King Lawler in just a moment. A little bit later on, we're going to be watching him as he goes after Bob Roop in the National Television Championship. Lawler, of course, was notified that he would have that opportunity this coming week, and of course this week is here, and so we're going to be seeing that. It looks to me like we have another matchup coming right now, and we'll be holding that match and having that match in just a moment. I'll tell you what, let's do. We've got some very, very important words upcoming here, and if we've used up enough allotted time, let's go to this word.
NWA Wrestling returns to the Omni in Atlanta on Sunday, November 18th. Match time is 8 p.m. The National Heavyweight Championship goes on the line. Ronnie Garvin defending against Chief Wahoo McDaniel. And then Jimmy Hart's New York's Assassins take on Ole Anderson and the return of Thunderbolt Patterson. Plus, the $100,000 annual tag team tournament, one-night elimination. You'll see such stars as Buzz Sawyer and Tommy Rich, Brad Armstrong and Tim Horner, the Hollywood Blondes, the Road Warriors, Mr. Ito and Ox Baker, Bob Roop and Jake Roberts, Jerry Lawler and Jimmy Valiant, the Long Riders, and more. For tickets, call 681-2100. Go with the best. Go with the NWA Sunday, November 18th, the Omni in Atlanta.
Those terrific tummies. They have no idea what some tummies are put through. From bending and binding, shaking and shifting, just to make them flat. Introducing the new Belly Burner. It can flatten your stomach. Although it looks easy, it isn't. But it works and strengthens your lower back. Order your Belly Burner today, and we'll include Jim Everroad's bestseller, How to Flatten Your Stomach.
I'm convinced this system is the best and quickest way to flatten your stomach. Now, if you don't agree, return it, and I'll return your money.
The Belly Burner, only $19.95 during this limited TV offer. It's patented, proven, and it works beautifully.
COD and credit card orders, call toll-free 1-800-257-1234. In New Jersey, call 800-232-6966. Or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $3 for shipping and handling to The Belly Burner, Box 7500, Atlanta, Georgia, 30306.
One fall, 10-minute time limit now. The Rufus, the Freight Train Jones, going up against Mike Starbuck, and it is Rufus R. Jones closing in on him. Rufus R. moves away from him. Starbuck caught by Jones, and I'll guarantee you one thing, when Mr. Jones connects with you, those pair of hands that he's got, you know you've been had, and he just about caved in his rib cage that time. Starbuck now unloading some artillery on Jones, and the freight train could be in trouble here as Starbuck unleashes everything he's got, and he's got Rufus R. Jones staggered momentarily. Rufus R. Jones stiffening up on him right now, though, and watch this. A chop into the throat that puts Starbuck back to the canvas. Rufus R., the freight train, moving on Mike Starbuck, and he's got things pretty well under control at this point in time. And he caught him right square in the pectoralis majors, and a wild swinging right hand that puts Mike Starbuck back to the canvas. Off the ropes and a high backdrop, and Starbuck came down partially on the point of that shoulder. Rufus R. Jones, a freight train, came rolling after him, comes rolling after him again. And the freight train's got it going his way. A headbutt that puts Starbuck back to the canvas again. He got the 3 count. He got the 3 count. So the freight train, Rufus R. Jones, certainly made short work of Mike Starbuck. In fact, he demolished him in a hurry. Well, we've got an Australian tag team matchup coming right now. We're going to have an opportunity to see the Nightmares in action once again. They're going up against the Italian Stallion and Mike Jackson. Now, this should prove to be one heck of a match. This will be the toughest test that these Nightmares have had thus far. And I'll tell you something. Between the Italian Stallion and Mike Jackson, I think their chances are excellent that they're going to turn back these Nightmares. Jimmy Hart moving into the ring with them. There you see them. I got to say one thing about the Nightmares. They have certainly an extensive and very handsome wardrobe, but the wardrobe doesn't make the wrestler. It's just like, you know, the toot of that whistle doesn't make the freight train move. And Mike Jackson is proving this to the Nightmares right now as he has got a death grip on that arm and has been moving most effectively. Good counter, and a good counter by the Nightmare. Good counter again. And Jackson just up and over his man and breaks his concentration, scores the hip toss takedown, and the Nightmare tags up. And so Mr. Jim Hart's going to have to rethink himself just a little bit. Well, a bit of verbiage going on between Mike Jackson and Jimmy Hart. Again, the tag is made. Good hip toss takedown. Jackson got the head scissors, and good wing over takedown by Jackson on the second Nightmare. And Hart now is beginning to show how he's talking about pulling the mask and all of that, which is a bunch of baloney, frankly. Jackson catches him again. He's keeping these Nightmares busy. Now makes the tag with the Italian Stallion. And the Italian Stallion moves in. Beautiful fireman carry takedown. The Italian Stallion, twice national collegiate wrestling champion. Look at the ride. Aha! Nightmare got away, but look at that Granby roll, and it's the Italian Stallion back on his feet. And you can see the Nightmares complaining about that, but if they know the Italian Stallion, they know that they've got a lot of problems on their hands. Full arm drag and twist, makes the tag with Mike Jackson. Jackson moves in, punishes the deltoids. Reversal now by the Nightmares and a reversal by Jackson. Jackson again tags up with the Italian Stallion. He moves in. Like I said, the Nightmares facing their toughest challenge since coming here to Championship Wrestling from Georgia. And the Nightmare Down in that corner, makes the tag. And I overheard Mr. Hart saying, come on, fellas, you got to get organized. They need to do more and get organized. They better get with it in a hurry because Mr. Jackson, and good block by the Italian Stallion. He blocks again. And that time, the Nightmare found himself caught in a full body slam. The second Nightmare charges. He, too, is caught in a full body slam. So the Italian Stallion. And now he's complaining about pulling on the tights. Nothing could be further from the truth. All right, the Italian Stallion. They lock up collar and elbow. The Italian Stallion gets a full arm drag and twist. Makes the tag with Mike Jackson. Jackson, a speedster. Again, the tag is made. Now it's made, and boy, they've got some teamwork going now. They are punishing the Nightmares and not letting them get back to their own corner. Side headlock. Italian Stallion comes on, caught by both of the Nightmares. And the Nightmares now taking advantage of that situation as they double team to snap mare on the Italian Stallion. Got him right square in the face of the flat of the foot. And a headbutt that staggers the Italian Stallion. That staggered him, and that makes me wonder if there was possibly anything in that mask. The Stallion taking tremendous punishment, a lot of percussions to the head. Full body slam by the Nightmare. And he rolls to one side as the Italian Stallion was one step ahead. And Mike Jackson moves into the ring, and it's Mike Jackson exploding on the Nightmares now. Mike Jackson closing in on Nightmare 1, a snapmare that takes him back to the canvas. Drives a knee into the side of the head. It's Jackson now with a side headlock. They're coming off the ropes. Ooh, brother. Jackson caught a knee in the small of the back. Right down around near that lumbar area, and they're punishing that area of the back now. Now into the thoracic area, and it is Jackson. Those 26 vertebrae really jolted, and he's got to be in a lot of pain, and that's going to slow him up. Jackson having a little problem standing up now. Jackson flipped into the center of the ring. Again, the tag is made, and so the Nightmares may have found an opening here on Mike Jackson, but it was certainly an ill-gained opening because they caught him from behind. And again, the crowd, very partisan here, picking up the chant for Mike Jackson. Jackson fires to the midsection, fires again to the midsection. Jackson in a lot of trouble, needs to get over and tag up, fires to the abdominal wall of the Nightmare. The second Nightmare moves in behind Jackson, has Jackson up against the turnbuckle. Irish whip into the far turnbuckle. Jackson moves to one side. And so the Nightmare is in trouble, and Jackson explodes with a right hand to the top of the head. It's Jackson now. Irish whip into that far turnbuckle, charges in once again. He flips him into the center of the ring. Jackson catches the second Nightmare coming in. Jackson catches the first Nightmare. Two beautiful drop kicks, another drop kick by Mike Jackson. Jackson delivers a hard right hand to the top of the head of the Nightmare. Off the ropes, and caught him with a foot that time as the Nightmare tried to trip him up. It's Jackson very much in control of the situation now. Jackson catches him coming off and goes for the sleeper hold. Mike Jackson going for the sleeper hold. And the Nightmare in trouble now. The Nightmare in trouble as Jackson keeps the pressure on him. Jimmy Hart out there complaining. And wait a second. The second Nightmare comes off the ropes. And it is, well, Mike Jackson caught it from behind, and a real double cross there. No question about that, a real double cross. They switched partners. This obviously will be reported to the referee, but for the moment, obviously, that decision has to stand. Ox Baker has joined me.
You know, this new organization is talking about dream matches. Well, I can't wrestle on TV, but in these arenas, you're going to see Mr. Reality, Ox Baker, and the Hart Punch.
All right. Well, I'll tell you one thing. He's 6'5" and 311 pounds, and he does move that Hart Punch with an awful lot of authority. Talking about fellas who move with an awful lot of authority, though, Jerry the King Lawler is one. We have a very, very special videotape montage now of Jerry the King Lawler, so let's jump. Jerry the King Lawler, and brother, he is an impressive individual, and it's Jerry Lawler on his way over to the desk right now, and I must say that was quite a montage on you.
Oh, quite a montage. I want to ask you two questions. Who's the greatest wrestler in the world, and why am I? No, only kidding.
Single question.
A lot of excitement going on. I'm just tickled to death to be a part of it, and I am exceptionally happy about today's match, Gordon. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. You know, after last week getting a win over Bob Roop, then getting a shot at the TV title, I'm going to make the best of it. I can assure you that. Now, I'm not taking this for granted. I know it's not going to be any cakewalk. I know Bob Roop got that title by beating a tough individual, and I know it's going to be a hard, tough match. And I tell you this, I'll be the first one to admit, I'm not the world's greatest wrestler. I don't know all the moves. I don't know all of these suplexes and all that kind of stuff, but I am known for one thing. I got a pretty dead-gum good right hand right here, and not too bad of a left. And I got a pile driver that has put a few people in the hospital, so with those three maneuvers, I'm looking forward to walking out of this ring just a few short minutes from now with that TV title around my waist, and I'm going to put this crown on my head, brother, and you're going to be looking at the one and only true king of wrestling. I'm looking forward to it, Gordon.
Okay, thank you so very much, Jerry Lawler. Jerry the King Lawler, and you'll be seeing him in action a little bit later on in the program, as we said, of course, going for the National Television Championship. Right now, though, we've got a very, very special word of interest for each of you.
It's NWA Wrestling tonight in Chattanooga at Municipal Auditorium. Match time is 8:30. Tomorrow, Sunday in Louisville, Kentucky. Monday in Memphis, Tennessee. Wednesday in Albany, Georgia at the Civic Center. Match time is 8 p.m. Thursday, Thanksgiving in Columbus, Georgia at Municipal Auditorium, 8:15. Saturday, the 24th in Columbus, Ohio at the Fairgrounds. Match time is 8:30. Tuesday, the 4th of December in Baltimore at the Civic Center, and Friday, December 7th in Cleveland at the Convention Center.
And, of course, on the 18th, Championship Wrestling does return to the Omni in Atlanta, the $100,000 tag team tournament. You'll be seeing Ole Anderson and Thunderbolt Patterson as tag team partners against the Masked Assassins, and, of course, the National Championship versus the U.S. title.
Roaches, public enemy number one. They come out at night and scurry all over your kitchen carrying germs and diseases. Roaches leave filthy droppings behind them. They crawl over food or even creep into your shoes. Yuck! But how do you get rid of them? You've tried smelly spray insecticides, but look, roaches can smell too, so they avoid the sprayed areas and keep coming back. Now there's a solution to roach problems. Roach Kill, the amazing odorless powder with a double-your-money-back guarantee. In tests at a leading university, the powder in Roach Kill proved 99.5% effective with only one application. The powder was far superior to 6 other insecticides tested. Scientists agree that when properly applied, the Roach Kill formula kills and controls roaches better than any spray insecticide. Roach Kill is easy to use. Just squeeze the powder from the Roach Kill bottle behind appliances and in other hiding places. Roaches can't smell Roach Kill, so they don't flee to other parts of your house as they do with aerosol insecticides. They walk right through the Roach Kill powder, which clings to their legs, and carry it back to their hidden nests within the walls. There it kills not just the midnight crawlers, but the whole colony that breeds new roaches. Roach Kill is so incredibly effective that it has a double-your-money-back guarantee. Using a bottle as directed, if Roach Kill doesn't kill every last roach in your house, simply return it after a 2-week trial, and we'll send you double your money back. Think of it, a product so amazing that it has a double-your-money-back guarantee. It's not sold in stores, so pick up your phone and order now. Get extra bottles for garages and basements.
Most orders shipped in 24 hours. To order by COD, Visa, or MasterCard, call toll-free 1-800-257-1234. To avoid COD charges, send check or money order for $9.95 plus $2 shipping and handling to Roach Kill, Post Office Box 7500, Atlanta, Georgia 30357. Remember, that's 1-800-257-1234.
Well, there you see them, the National Tag Team Champions, the Hollywood Blondes, Rip Rogers and Ted Oates, the Golden Boy. Hustler Rip Rogers and Miss Brenda Britton. Oh, and by the way, Miss Brenda Britton has complained to me several times about some of the things that you good folks have been saying to her in the arenas and coliseums around the country. And she's very upset when you call her a flea bag, so please do not call her a flea bag. It makes her very, very uncomfortable. All right, Rogers now finds out that Frank Lang is a strong individual indeed. Lang had the superior strength and leverage at that time. Roger Bond moves out now against Rogers. Rogers on a reversal on the arm dragon twist. Bond trying to reverse it. Rogers, by the way, weightlifting champion, bodybuilding champion, now makes the tag with the Golden Boy, Ted Oates. Bond reverses on Ted Oates and tags up. Frank Lang moves back in once again. Lang, superbly built athlete, has quite a background in athletics throughout his high school and college career. Up against those ring ropes. And it is Oates driving the back of the elbow into the pectoralis majors of Lang. Makes the tag with Hustler Rip Rogers. Rogers drives one into the side of the rib cage. There's a snap there that takes Lang to the canvas. Lang rolls to one side, and Rogers suddenly finds himself in a problem. My, the folks here at the television sports arena are beginning to call Miss Brenda Britton a flea bag. Titch, folks. Shouldn't do that. Front chancery now. Partial front chancery by Bond on Rip Rogers. And as Bond tried to uncork a right hand, it was the Golden Boy, Ted Oates, catching him a full body slam on Bond. Oates had tagged in. Oates, duck under, go behind. Has him way up, belly to back suplex on Bond. And Bond came down partially on that shoulder, and he's got some problems. And it's Rip Rogers moving back into the ring and punishing Mr. Bond. Once again, the tag is made. Rip Rogers and Ted Oates pretty much in control of this situation. If Bond does not get over and tag up, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And he's having problems getting back to his feet. And you notice the way they're keeping him into their own corner. Bond now trying to get over to that neutral corner, but there's only one corner he's going to find any surcease in at all, and that's his own corner if he can make the tag. Rip Rogers gets him with a side headlock. Rogers tags up again, the Golden Boy, and it's no wonder these two men are the national tag team champions. Perfect coordination and teamwork. And there you see what I'm talking about. Double percussions to the chest of Roger Bond. One from Rip Rogers, one from Ted Oates. And before the tag can hardly be made, he catches him again, a lariat, this time across the throat. And again, a slow, deliberate tag. Ted Oates moving in there. The Golden Boy. There's that DDT. There is the DDT. The DDT that was used so effectively by Jake the Snake Roberts, now being used so effectively by the Golden Boy himself. I want to take a moment now to talk to Ronnie Garvin and Tommy Wildfire Rich, and these gentlemen, too, are lending their talents and their support to the Missing Children's Program.
Yes, you know, Gordon, I think that's a great thing. You know, it's great to be back in Georgia. A whole lot of things are happening. You know, Jimmy Hart come out here. Hey, Hart, you punk, come on, make my day. Because what we're talking about, you talk about your first family. I've got guys like Ronnie Garvin, Jerry the King Lawler. With this organization, Brad Armstrong, you know, the list goes on. With the organizations coming together, it's the biggest array of talent you've ever seen all over the country now. And I'm just glad to be a part of it, Gordon.
Well, Tommy, we're glad to have you a part of it, and I'm going to talk to Ronnie Garvin in just a moment, but first we'd like to bring you our missing children for this week. This is a brother and sister. It is Andriana Emery and her brother Eduardo Emery. They were last seen on March 20th, 1983 in Clearwater, Florida, and they may be in Connecticut, New York, or in Florida. Anyone having any information on either of these two children, a brother and sister, please, in Florida, contact 1-800-342-0821. Outside of Florida, 904-485-2221. We take another moment now to talk to Ronnie Garvin because, well, there are a lot of things happening and coming down.
There is, Gordon. I couldn't believe Wahoo McDaniel. I know him for a long time, and that man always respected him because he was a man of his word. And coming out here and sneak attack on me, I couldn't believe it. You know, I think it hurt me more. Not physically, really, because I'm used to take beatings. But I'm going to tell you, Wahoo, wherever I'm going to meet you, I don't care where it's at. We're going to find out who the better man is. The way to settle things in professional wrestling is to step into the ring and find out who the better man is.
Fair enough. And right now, then, we have a very, very special word upcoming that I think all of you are going to find most interesting.
It's NWA Wrestling tonight in Chattanooga at Municipal Auditorium. Match time is 8:30. Tomorrow, Sunday in Louisville, Kentucky. Monday in Memphis, Tennessee. Wednesday in Albany, Georgia at the Civic Center. Match time is 8 p.m. Thursday, Thanksgiving in Columbus, Georgia at Municipal Auditorium, 8:15. Saturday, the 24th in Columbus, Ohio at the Fairgrounds. Match time is 8:30. Tuesday, the 4th of December in Baltimore at the Civic Center. And Friday, December 7th in Cleveland at the Convention Center.
And the 18th, you've got Wahoo.
That's right. I'm going to defend that title anywhere in the Omni. I don't care. Cleveland, Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland. I don't care where it's at. Columbus, Ohio. I don't care.
Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland, Baltimore. We're looking forward to coming, Gordon. I can't wait, baby.
There's one thing that can make Christmas even better, and that's Disney. And now, Disneyland Records has put together the warmest, funniest, snowiest, and most moving Christmas music of all time. It's Disney's Christmas all-time favorites. Altogether, you get 20 classic Christmas songs. You'll hear songs like Frosty the Snowman.
The snowman was a jolly, happy soul.
The Chipmunk Song.
Christmas time is near. Time for toys
Christmas tree. And look, you also get this Mickey Mouse Christmas poster. This offer is a TV exclusive, so order right now. Here's how.
To order, send 998 for records, 1198 for tapes to Disney Santa. Box 7500, Atlanta, Georgia, 30357. Or call 1-800-257-1234. 1-800-257-1234. Visa and MasterCard accepted.
The national television champion Bob Roop has joined us here at the desk, and
the fact that this match is even taking place is a travesty. This man beating me last week was nothing but a fluke. All that Jerry Lawler has ever done is come out here, call himself a king. Oh, he's good with his fist. He can't wrestle. All he ever did that made any national headlines was beat up some 150-pound comedian in Memphis. Now, he is not championship material, and I'm going to go in the ring right now and show him why not.
all right. The statement was made by Bob Roop, the national heavyweight television champion, and he seems indeed grimly determined to undermine Mr. Lawler and his title of king, so let's go to the squared circle. One fall. Jerry Lawler moving out against Bob Roop. And Roop now employing a little bit of psychological warfare, if you please. And Roop continues to arbitrate rather than... brother, when they did lock up, it was something else. Lawler missed with a right. And so Roop... Lawler misses, and they lock up once again. Up against, and Lawler misses again, and Roop that time. Humiliating slap across the back of the head, and so Jerry the King Lawler has got some problems here. Lawler is such an affable individual. And brother, Roop is really beginning to show Jerry Lawler the way to go. All right, Lawler bowls him back into the turnbuckle. And a good block, a good series of blocks, and Roop connects with a right hand. And I mean Lawler is being outsmarted at every turn. Roop has ducked away from several punches and countered him and blocked him very well and countered extremely well. Again, they lock up collar and elbow. And Lawler trying to find a way to go. Lawler gets the arm drag and twist on Bob Roop. Roop reverses the situation, and Lawler is down to the canvas, and Roop disdainfully just releases his hold. And Lawler now, a serious study of frustration and consternation. Look at those eyes. Trying to figure this one out. And it could be that we're going to see the abdication of the throne. Side headlock. Roop fires him off. Roop drops the canvas, drops him down. And Lawler again tried to set him up to use that elbow. And now Lawler really beginning to get frustrated. Slapping that mat in total, utter frustration. And Roop continues his psychological warfare. Roop, by the way, has his bachelor's degree in political science out of the University of Southern Illinois. Wait a minute. That time Lawler scored effectively. Roop got a bit overconfident, and Lawler very quickly seized that opportunity. And Roop now misses with a right hand, so Lawler, going out two can play at this game. Roop bowls him back into the ropes. Now Roop gets him into the turnbuckle. Good blocks by Lawler, and Lawler scores quickly and effectively into the face of one Bob Roop. And Roop now starts to charge in, and Lawler, I got to say, kept his head. He kept his cool, but Roop looked like he was about to lose his for a moment. Roop now with an arm drag and twist on Jerry the King Lawler. And it's Lawler. You know, we call Ronnie Garvin the man with the hands of stone. Lawler has got some concrete in those hands, too. There's no question about it. And they don't call Lawler the cement mixer for nothing. Watch him as he gets set to move in now. Side headlock now by Bob Roop. Lawler fires him off, and it is Roop that time. And so Lawler now definitely moving ahead. You talk about mental gymnastics. We're seeing chess at its finest here, human chess. And it is Lawler now who has definitely taken the initiative away from one Bob Roop. It's just like sometimes the first half and the second half of a football game. The first half, one team has the initiative and has a roll going. In the second half, you find a completely rejuvenated team coming out. And Lawler, I think, just studied this man and learned him just well enough to where now he's a step ahead. Roop. Now Roop punishing the deltoids and has a full arm dragon twist. Notice the way he's bringing that across his own shoulder, putting extra stress and strain on Lawler. Lawler, an extremely creative man, by the way, a very talented artist. Participates in about every sport known to man. Roop now pounding away, and Lawler fires back. And we've got a slugfest going now. Right hands to the side of the jaw exchanged by both men, and it's Roop who's backing away. It's Roop who's backing away. Once again, they lock up. Lawler in trouble now as Roop wants to set him for that pile driver, and he does so. And Lawler, who is known for the pile driver. And so now again, the tide has possibly turned. As Bob Roop, the national television champion, knows sir, Lawler's got his foot on the rope. And I'll tell you, Lawler is more than capable of Pier sixing it.
Get off that hair. 1, 2,
Referee Nick Patrick count, and it is Lawler caught in the base of the skull. High vertical suplex by Bob Roop. Bob Roop into a lateral press now. Lawler powering out before the count of 3. And so the King has got himself some problems here as the momentum has shifted once again. There's the neck breaker by Bob Roop on Jerry Lawler. And Lawler again powers out. This match right now, ooh, brother. That one caught him. And now it's Lawler. Lawler exploding with a series of stinging left jabs. And a beautiful right cross that puts Roop back to the canvas. Lawler closing in on him once again. Lawler trying to set him for the pile driver. Roop blocked it very nicely and bowled him back into the turnbuckle. And as Roop started to charge in, Lawler caught him a savant-like blow to the midsection. Chopping right hand to the side of the jaw. Lawler catches him again, but Roop is firing back. Roop brings him up, a full body slam on Jerry the King Lawler. Roop going outside the ring now, moving up on that top ring rope. And it is Roop. As he came down, Lawler caught him in the pit of the stomach. Lawler sets him. He drives him with a pile driver. Caught him with the pile driver. And it is a very pleased crowd here at the Television Sports Arena, and it's Lawler driving that fist into the head. And wait a second, Lawler attacked now by the Nightmares, by the New York Assassins. And so Lawler being set upon by the entire Jimmy Hart entourage. Lawler being driven into the mat. Lawler being pounded down into the mat. And just a minute. Here comes Steve Constance. It's his Brad Armstrong. There was outside interference, so Bob Roop will maintain his championship. Jerry Lawler is the victor, but it's by disqualification, so that means that Bob Roop holds on to his title. But if it were not for Jimmy Hart and his entourage, things would have been, in my opinion, entirely different. Well, it's a bitter victory for one Jerry Lawler, but our time is completely gone for this week. We hope that you'll join us again next week at the same time. Until then, this will be Gordon Soley saying so long from the Peach State of Georgia.